A week away from leaving town, I guess. You ready to play? You ready? You still need the week of practice? How excited are you to get going with this?
We're really excited. We just still working on the game plan, getting everything right how we want to get it. Working with Coach Ambrose, working with Coach Avila, seeing what we're expecting. It's always, you never really know going into the first game what the team is going to come out with. So we're just trying to get our mind right for any situation.
Why do you feel confident maybe the defensive backs can be a strength of this team again, despite the fact that people mentioned Dante and Darian are gone?
In my opinion, year in and year out, we always found a way to get it. We lost players every single year I've been here, and it's never been a huge problem. So I was just like, in my head, I don't expect any letdown. Next man up mentality, that's just how I got to be.
Ashley said yesterday that you guys have been getting close to a lot of turnovers, a lot of interceptions, but a couple opportunities didn't quite capitalize on. How do you feel you guys have done in that aspect so far?
We definitely getting around the ball a lot. Sometimes we just got to catch it. But that's a part of the game. Being in the right place is the hardest part. So we getting there. We just got to capitalize and finish plays.
How important is that this year? You guys lose 9 picks, from Dante and Darian last year. And how important is obviously getting turnovers and getting the ball back to your offense, and how much of an emphasis has that been?
The turnover margin is really important. That's one thing we stress as a defense all the time. So that's one thing we just continue to work on, continue to drill it into our minds. Every time we're on the field, we want the ball back for our offense.
You ranked near the top of the conference last year in passes deflected, but I think for your career you got 3 picks. Is that a number that you're kind of hoping goes up?
Who don't want to get into sevens, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to just stress on it. It's just something. If I could do it for my team, I'm gonna do it for my team. That's what I'm gonna try to do to the best of my ability.
Are you eager for the year to start, just to kind of start to put your staple on your career? And we talk about guys like Dante and Darian being leaders last year. You kind of hope that maybe this time next year that you're kind of the standard that you leave behind, and we're asking people about Jonathan Moxey.
Man, I hope so. That's a big thing to say, a big thing to do. Leaving a mark behind for the younger guys. That just speaks to me about my journey so far and going into my last season. I'm eager for it to come, but I'm not wishing the days away. I'm taking it one day at a time, just realizing that every day of preparation for this one game, for the first game, is a blessing. I'm not trying to wish it away. I'm just happy with where I'm at, getting ready, just enjoying the process, taking it day by day.
Have you always kind of thought about being that leader and leaving your mark, or when maybe did you kind of turn in your career to having to worry about yourself to maybe worrying about more than that, I guess, and the guys around you and stuff, bringing those people along?
Well, I never really thought about it as being my own mark. I always saw it as the bigger picture. Numbers is one thing, but then again, when that guy sees you go out on the practice field and work hard every day, that's leaving a mark, even if you don't always do it on the field. So it's always marks and situations you could leave on, you could leave that impression on a person, not about only what you do on the field, but what you do in the classroom, what you do, in practice every day. So that's another thing, another way to look at it.
Sounds like some of the young guys are making an impression, kind of pushing for playing time in your group, a couple guys. Who's kind of stood out to you amongst the youngsters?
I like Reed Harrison Ducros and DeAndre Pierce. They both pretty much remind me of myself. They came in hungry, eager to learn, listening to Ambrose so much, listening to myself, digging into the playbook a lot. So those guys are. I'm glad we got those. I'm glad we got those guys to be a part of our group.
If they do end up getting out there as true freshmen, what's it like playing, and how tough can that be with everything they have to know to be out there as a true freshman?
Well, I know for me, when I got out there as a true freshman, everything was moving at 100 miles per hour. It's completely different from high school, but it's something that you'll learn. It was a learning experience for me. So, if they get to feel that, then that's good for them.
What kind of a challenge is it going to be for you guys to, start the way you guys are going to start out? You got to go on the road. You got to play. It's going to be hot. You're going to play kind of earlier than usual. How much of a challenge is that? And do you guys like that right off the bat?
I feel like the entire Boise State program is all about fighting through adversity. So going on the road is something that we just got to embrace. Get out there and do what we got to do, regardless of where we at. Whether we're in the parking lot, we still got to bring the same mentality and the same focus in order to beat anybody.
What do you see from their offense early on film? And I know they got a redshirt freshman receiver they're talking about, which you won't know about, but some of the other receivers are back. The quarterback, the transfer from LSU, what are you kind of seeing from that group?
They all Division I players. They all got They all got skill to go out there and make plays, so we just got to be ready, be on our P's and Q's. You never know what they could come out with. It's the first game of the season, so that ain't the same team from last year.
And when you hear the quarterback started for LSU, does that get your attention too?
Nah, not at all. I mean, he probably a great player, but we all great players. Some of us were under-recruited. Some of us could have played at bigger programs, but I feel like we all here for a reason. So we all going to go out there and we just going to battle it out.
When you step on the field September 3rd, how are you different from, the years past or when you first stepped on the field?
I feel like I'll just gain wisdom about myself, learn more about the game within the game. It's just a lot. I feel like my whole journey is just like all about growth, personal growth, just getting better, being persistent, and that's how I feel.